Hi, friends. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone is having a great day. Yeah, fall is upon us. It's been pretty gloomy, windy, rainy, and all that stuff. Pardon my voice. I like to sleep with the fan on regardless of the weather, so sometimes that messes up my throat. Anyway, everyone in this world is special and unique in their own way. But the issue is that even though everyone is special and there are things that make each one of us be set apart from one another in our own way. Uh, for some people, it's going to be multiple things. For others, maybe not so many. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we are all special, unique, and authentic in our own way. But if we do not see those things in ourselves and don't recognize it and do not fully embody the things that make us be different from one another, that's why for most people it never feels that way, because we have been too accustomed and used to not only not be ourselves, but pretend to be something that we're not, perform all the time, put a mask on for the sole purpose of being accepted by others, by being someone who has absolutely nothing to do with who you truly are. This is what most people do because of the way we're raised, the preconditioning, the programming, and all these things that happen, right? And then in some instances, it's not only that, it's also the fact that people want to feel like this sense of belonging. They want to feel like they're a part of society as a whole. Groups of people, groups of friends, groups of workers, whatever the case may be. And what people do is they put on an act. And that's all there is. It's an act. People are acting. They are playing a role that is not even their own, so to speak, just to get validation, acceptance, feel seen. Those of us who understand that there's no need to do any of that because we see ourselves first and foremost, and that's all that matters. People look down on us. People judge us all the time. People talk about us on our backs 24/7. This is just the nature of people in general. Well, it's not the nature of it, it's the nature that it was indoctrinated into everyone, really. That's what the issue is. We all came to this world for greatness. We were all born with all these amazing capabilities. Remember, I talked about this before. We're all born out of love, like between our parents, right? So that alone is is something beautiful right there. But yeah, because of all the social structure and the way things are designed, we never truly see ourselves under the lens that we are special and that we are unique and that authenticity is king and is the thing that determines what will make you thrive, succeed, and achieve things, goals, and all these things in life, as opposed to just being a part of the herd and going wherever you were told to go without ever questioning, ever looking within and asking yourself the question, should I really be doing all of this? Is this really what I'm here for? And make no mistake about it, you are special, whether you have the eyes to see that or not. But once you do, it will change so many aspects of your life. And don't take my word for it. Go out and apply that into your own life and see what happens, because it will change everything. You don't have to put on a performance to be accepted by anyone. You don't have to live your whole life people pleasing, saying yes to everything, never learning how to say no to things. That's one of the biggest problems. And it's, our parents did a lot of that to us as well. It's nothing personal, it's just the way they were taught as well. That is why it goes from generation to generation, on top of the whole social structuring and design of how things are today and how they have been for quite some time. But there has always been this group of people out there, which is a small amount, but it's growing. It's been growing for the past few decades or so. But it's a smaller portion of humanity right at this very moment. There are those of us that we've always known since we were young that there's a lot of stuff that's just out of place, does not feel right, does not resonate with how we feel about ourselves, how we think about ourselves and things in general, how we perceive people, the world, all the things that happen all around us. The politics, the wars, the way people mistreat each other, the way of how easy people allow themselves to go against one another, hate each other for no particular reason, divide themselves due to their political views, their religious beliefs, the color of their skin, all of these things. None of that stuff matters. Those are tools that have been utilized for thousands of years for control. For guiding the herds wherever they want them to go. Because that's how the people at the very top sees most of us. Just a herd, easy to control and manipulate. But not everyone is like that. Not everyone has a feeble mind. Not everyone is weak. And that's what makes people different from one another. And we are all special, period. It doesn't matter. But that doesn't come to fruition in its totality until we learn and begin to see ourselves how we truly are. And all you have to do is just be yourself and not care about what other people think about you, or what you do, what you think, how you go on about things in your life. Stop caring what other people think. That's pointless. It doesn't matter. What matters is what you think, how you see yourself, how you handle yourself, how you take care of yourself in this life, because nobody else is going to do that for you. You're the one that has to make decisions, take actions, decide which way you're going to go, what you're going to do, how the outcome of your life is going to, happen. All of these things. I've said this before, folks. You are the captain of your own ship. And you should be proud of that. But we have to stop living our lives for everybody else but ourselves. And we all do a lot of that, or we all have done a lot of that to some degree or another most of our lives. And then we have the nerve to go and complain about things. We do these things to ourselves all the time. We forget about ourselves entirely, and we are doing everything in our power, always for other people besides ourselves. And you can call that selfishness. But that's the right type of selfishness. That's the right type of selfish that one has to be, to embody, to regain their own power and understand that, you've been giving your power away most of your life to everyone else outside of you without ever thinking about yourself in the first place. And this is why most people live unhappy, unfulfilled lives that are lacking joy and true, genuine, love, passion, and all the things that make life worth living for. That's all there is to it. You are special, make no mistake about it. Everyone is. But until you embody that, and you understand that in order for you to achieve these things and regain that feeling of being special, being unique, being authentic, that means to turn your attention back within, inwards, towards yourself. Your dreams, your desires, your wishes, not everybody else. Because as long as you keep doing these things, focusing on, everything and everybody but yourself, you're going to be lacking so much in so many aspects. And I can't stress that enough. And this is really all I wanted to talk about today. Your strength is your own. Nobody can take that away from you. But you can, and you do, and that's why people fail to see their own strength, their own magic, what makes them special, because we spend so much of our lives giving all of those things about us to others, but we never do the same for ourselves. And until we begin to do that, it's going to be a very slow process, and it's going to take a long time for things to change. Not only for us, but for everybody else. So never forget what makes you special is just you. Be you, the true you. That one that you're afraid to show. That one that you refuse to acknowledge all the time, finding excuses and justifications for whatever, because you lacked the courage and the inner strength and the understanding that until you embody these things about yourself, life can be a pretty rough ride. And that's a fact. And I'm gonna stop here. So if you like the content, if it resonates with you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share. I love you all. Never stop loving yourselves. And I will catch you all on the next one. Take care, my friends.